What's going on? This is My Life in the Shot. I'm your host, Donald Washington. I got my own girl, Gina. What I want to talk about is there was a video out of Florida where there was a young brother walking their neighborhood and they didn't know him. But they got out there and governed their block. Now, everybody was upset. They was like, this is racist, racist, racist. And I go in their neighborhood to look at big houses, rollerblading, bike riding. And they jump outside like, hold up, Pippin, what we on? And I honored that because in my neighborhood, my daughter plays outside. And nobody on the block stand out there and help me govern my block. Some little boy threw my daughter's bike down the street and I had to go out there and no parents were out there to govern the block. Just me. And I was upset because why ain't we govern that block? In fact, there was three young homies battered somebody's house down the street. And now, just yesterday, three gunmen, this is the story right here. Three gunmen, chilling moment, hooded gunmen in Virginia. It's hot, roaming the neighborhood before killing three. And everybody in our neighborhood is talking about, we mind our business. Gina, what do you think about this? Because had somebody called the police, three people would be still alive.
Absolutely. It's a lot of people that don't govern their neighborhood. They don't really care. They don't know their neighbors. They don't care to know their neighbors. They're not into neighborhood watch. They're into minding their own business. And it's up to us to come together as a community to watch our own neighborhood, our own kids, our own selves. If you see somebody in a hoodie, definitely question that. If it looks suspicious, report it. I mean, I understand the no snitches or snitches get stitches rhetoric. However, when it comes to keeping you and your family safe, if I see some men out here right now, 90-degree weather right here in ATL walking through here with leather jackets on, yeah, I got a problem. I'm going to have to find out and investigate, make some calls so that somebody else can be aware because things happen. And then we'll be able to keep somebody safe. Like you said, 3 or 4 people may not have been injured at that time.
So 3 people just yesterday, it was a mass shooting, 3 people killed, 3 people injured. They do have the suspects in custody. However, I just called this, that in our neighborhood, we need to get nosy. Everybody was so proud to talk about this Florida video on how we mind our business and how racist it was in Florida for a young man to be walking around their neighborhood 4 times. Now, the power was out or whatever. That's the reason he was walking the neighborhood. And he didn't want to answer them when they asked him, hey, do you live here? And they was going to let him, okay, cool, you live here. Go about your business. But dude was like, I'm not talking to y'all. F y'all. I don't have to answer to y'all. But they ride up on me all the time. Like, excuse me, Pippin, you live here? No, I don't. I'm just here to film. I'm just rollerblading. I'm just bike riding. I'm just walking. But I honor that.
That's a catch-22. It's a catch-22, and I say that because we're grown. And me as a grown woman walking, minding my business, if somebody come walking up to me, questioning me, I'm not going to answer them. So I understand that. However, even though he didn't answer, that don't mean steady mess with him. Don't keep fucking with him, you know what I'm saying? Just watch him. Watch what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Don't harass the young man or the men or whoever. You don't have to harass nobody. If you ask the questions, they don't answer. You do your due diligence by watching what the hell they need, what they're doing, keeping account of what's going on. If you see them doing something suspicious, hiding behind the bushes, hiding behind somebody's house, that's when you call the police like, hey, I see a young man, da. But if he just walking around and in the midst of a flood, everything torn down, maybe he's just in disbelief of how the fuck everything is gone. I mean, his house is gone, his things are being tore up or whatever, because I think this was about the storm. And he's walking around in disbelief. He doesn't have to answer a man, 2 or 3 men walking up on him. First of all, don't walk up on me like that as a gang. As they said, more than 2 black people together are a gang. So when you walk up on me, you're a gang. So I have to protect myself and I don't have to answer anything. However, if they would have came to him in the correct manner, he may have answered it and may have been squashed right then and there. But you can't come out and interrogate no grown person or person just because they walk in their neighborhood because you feel it's not right. It's a lot. That's how a lot of things go wrong because you think somebody's not supposed to be in your neighborhood when it's actually our neighborhood.
So I feel like this,
Mine.
once we understand where they are coming from, we don't understand protect your block and protect them as well because they're about to go to jail forever. I remember acting a fool when I was a young homie. Somebody grabbed me, and I went to jail. And I actually look back. I hated dude back then. Like, dude, why won't you let me just tear this mofo up? I, as an adult now, honor what he did back then. And I feel that we are teaching the wrong message. We are teaching wrong. When we teach wrong, we do wrong. So what we are teaching is, A, if somebody asks you why you walk in their neighborhood, act a fool and F them. But however, I get it. I go in there, I watch my videos. I got like 400 videos on my YouTube channel of me in their neighborhood. Every single time, somebody within 5 minutes pull up on me, hey there, Pippin, what are we doing? And I answer. And matter of fact, one lady said, excuse me, do you live here? I told her yes. She said, do you? However, sometimes the police may pull up and be like, hey, Pippin, what's your name? Where you from? Here's my name, blah, blah, blah. They say, cool, peaceful. Because they know, hey, they just letting me know, if you pull something, we already got you. So don't pull nothing. But us, we let youngsters walk around hooded up, masked up, and then we all sad because they done killed somebody in our neighborhood. They done robbed our neighborhood. We scared to send our kids outside.
My mama get on there and say, that's not my baby. That's not him. That's not how he is. He got straight A's. Sometimes he goes through some things and listen to music with his door closed, in the room all day. But he's not that type of person. You don't know what the hell he got going on. He probably in there writing in his journal how he about to blow up the whole goddamn school. Because we don't check on our kids. A lot. Well, I can't say all of us because I check on my kids. My neighborhood, we check on our kids. Some people don't. And these kids are just out here doing whatever. They're left at home. They're latchkey kids. And sometimes it has to be like that because some of us or most of us are, one parent households. So we don't have the luxury of sitting there having to see what our kids are doing every moment of the day. We're at work. We have to pay our bills. So the kids are now left at home to fend for themselves. We don't really know what they're doing. We talking to our kids. Well, do we really know our kids if we're not spending that much time with them? That's why it's important to have a two-parent household, if possible. It's not always the case, but however, even if it's not a two-parent household, at least be able to communicate with your other half, the baby mom or the baby dad. What are we doing the back and forth for? Have a conversation, be cordial. Y'all had enough time to get together to do what y'all had to do to have these kids. So have a conversation, sit back and have a 5-10 minute conversation about what's going on in your household so that things like this won't happen. Your kid won't be hoodied up and a statistic in our world.
City on fire. Ooh, down to the wire. It's my life in the shy. Ooh, it's my life in the shy.